Hello there! Welcome back to another exciting episode of Rule the Waves 2, playing as Great Britain. We've just gotten into looks to be a very large coastal raid on southern France. We actually have some battleships at sea, which strongly suggests that the enemy has battleships at sea as well. We also have a number of armored cruisers along, which the French are rather short on, so if anything is going to be decisive, it'll be a difference in quantity and or quality of armored cruisers there. We have plenty of protected cruisers, and the French also have plenty of protected cruisers. As we've seen over the last few episodes, their cruisers are very much a match for ours. But without further ado, let's get this show on the road and see what we can find. We've got our cruisers spread out in a search line, so we'll hopefully spot something. Oh, here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Unidentified ship. Alright, well, until we know what it is, there's not a whole lot we can do. Okay, multiple ships. That's military. Alright, let's accelerate to attack speed. We'll go down to normal game speed. Alright, so we do have not the best weather conditions in the world. We've got a fairly steady, fairly strong wind, which is kicking up enough waves to limit ship speed. So there we go, we've got ship speed limited to 28 knots, which is not bad. But yeah, this poor conditions may affect gunnery. So that is very much a consideration to keep in mind. We're going to want to get nice and close. Okay, we've got enemy cruisers out. No sign of their capital ships. Or no sign of their battleships yet. Alright, looks like our scouting forces have moved back. We'll see what their armored cruisers do. Alright, I'm starting to see other ships. Question is, are those escorts or the main battle line? So I would very much like to get between the enemy and their... Oh, here we go, here we go. Enemy battleship spotted. Alright, so we've got a Charlemagne class. Oh, wow. They've got a lot of heavy secondaries. 14 9-inch guns. That is very much a semi-dreadnought. Now, I think the difference that we'll find, he's got a lot less protection on them, and he's got them in casemates, as we can see. Whereas mine, I've got fewer guns, but they are much better protected, and they're in turrets, which should give them a better arc of fire. Yeah, so you can see 6-inch armor on the secondaries, as opposed to 3.5 inches. I should be able to knock his guns out a lot easier. Alright, what other ships does he have? A Trident class. I know he didn't have very many Charlemagne's. Trident. Well, that's a weird gun layout. I would not have expected that. That's what we call a lozenge pattern. And, well, actually, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. That is a thing that the French like to do. Weird gun layouts. Very historically correct. Alright, and we also have a Requeen class. And that is a much more traditional pre-dreadnought battleship. Okay. As opposed to ours, Benbow class. Or, yeah, Anson class. Yeah, that's very much a... we have the material advantage here. Now I just need to take advantage of it. How's gunnery conditions? Let's see. Yeah, small salvo. We don't have enough guns. We need at least 6 guns firing to avoid the small salvo penalty. So having these pre-dreadnought battleships, there's nothing we can do about that. Target aspect? Yeah, we're still closing rapidly. Fire control, tech level, yeah. Yeah, we're getting sea state penalties as well. Yeah, that's not so great. All right, well, all that means is we just have to get close. And look at that. The French are charging right in. I wonder why. Well, at least that means we'll be able to do some damage. Oh, come on, guys. If you're supposed to be part of the core, then you're supposed to follow in the line. Well, at least their cruisers are off doing who knows what as well. So this should be our opportunity to do some damage. Alright, so it looks like their Trident class is heavily damaged. They've got a turret down and they are severely slowed down. So hopefully our armored cruisers will be able to close in and finish those off. I'm also going to hoist the flag for a flotilla attack. See if we can get a destroyer in there to finish him off. Meanwhile, the fighting continues against the Requin and the Charlemagne. I don't see anything significant on them yet, but that's okay. The fighting has only really just begun. Alright, so we're definitely doing some damage on them. Let's take a moment to check and see how things have gone. I'm seeing plenty of bounces on our ships. Superstructure hit. And plenty of hits on them as well. Benbow's uptakes have been perforated, so that'll slow her down without proper draft to her boilers. And Benbow also has a fire. Ooh, how's it going? Let's see what the condition of that is. On fire, condition 1. Yeah, that's not good. Not great. But we've also been doing damage to them, so we shall stand in the line and see how things go. I'll just reduce speed so we can actually see what's happening. Alright, so the main force appears to be milling around in confusion to the east. But we have the enemy battleships cut off, so we will surround them and try and kill them. Ah! Their Queen class is also on fire. Outstanding. And their Charlemagne is slowing down. So we'll actually reduce speed to cruising. See if we can finish stuff off. Oh yeah, look at those hits. Oh, that is beautiful. That's the sort of thing I want to see. Now I need to get a few more hits on the Requeen and get her under, put her under as well. Charlemagne is stopped and is burning quite heavily. Let's see how things are going on the Benbow. Not great. What about Revenge? Looking good. Yeah, I'm going to see about detaching the Benbow and sending her home for repairs. Hopefully that means she'll be able to get those fires under control. Alright, Charlemagne just got hit by a torpedo. Outstanding. Looks like our destroyers are doing their job. And another torpedo. Pretty sure that's a kill there. We'll close in to try and go for a finishing blow on this Requeen, and then we need to head down south to catch up with that Trident class, because it looks like she's getting power back. There we go, Requeen class just got hit by a torpedo. I think we can reasonably call that a kill. So we'll start heading after that last French battleship. We'll pick up our speed to 16 knots. Did the Benbow just reattach? Yes, she did. I am extremely frustrated by that. Alright. Benbow, detach. And I shall actually take manual control over her in order to send her home. Hopefully that will be able to get those fires under control. I do not want to lose a battleship that I don't have to. Alright, fires are going down. The enemy Requeen is hit again. Excellent. And we know that they have something down this way. So we will continue to the south. Alright. Well, at this point it's just a matter of reforming the fleet. Most of those enemy ships are destroyed, damaged. Hey! Objective met. We have now sunk 2 ships. Alright, Benbow is getting those fires back under control. Fires reduced. Excellent! And it looks like the Benbow now at the What? Did she just catch fire again? Oh, come on. She had no fires. How did that start back up again? Did she just have a reflash? That's not good. And she started shooting as well. Okay, looks like she got that fire out. Hopefully it'll stay out this time. Alright. Do we want to detach to pick up survivors? Yeah, we'll do that. Alright. Continue to the east. Let's see, how is Benbow doing? She is back on fire again. That is extremely frustrating. What part of detach and go home do you not understand? Alright, do we want to pick up survivors? I don't want to detach a cruiser to pick up survivors. Not from a destroyer. Not right now. And it looks like Benbow's fire is spreading beyond control. It's not out of control yet, but if she's going to race around at 15 knots firing guns willy-nilly, then of course it's going to start going bad. If that ship burns down, I'm going to execute her captain's entire family. That is unacceptable. Gross incompetence. Okay, I will detach a destroyer to pick up survivors. That is acceptable. Alright, we're starting to see other ships to the south. I'd really like to re-encounter that battleship. There it is. Yeah, we're going to lose the Benbow. She's burning out of control. She's driving herself under. That is extremely frustrating. Somehow they have misidentified a pre-dreadnought battleship as a battlecruiser. Fascinating. I didn't know it was possible to misidentify a pre-dreadnought as a battlecruiser, but I guess if they're far enough away. Alright, so we're reporting low ammunition, but that is still plenty enough to finish off a pre-dreadnought. Alright, bar floor's reporting low ammunition, but that is okay. We need to finish this thing off. Yep, Benbow is lost because she was an idiot. That is extremely frustrating. The fact that the ships are unable to recognize basic, necessary damage control steps like ceasing fire, reducing speed, etc., or even actually heading home like they were ordered. Oh well, a 3-for-1 trade is worth it. And now all of our destroyers are trying to launch torpedoes. There we go. Alright, Trident is down. We'll drop down to cruising speed. We'll head for home. And we'll disengage at fastest available speed. And we'll turn off the flotilla attack. Tell everyone to come back and reform. And of course the French have a single ship shadowing us, just randomly dropping us out of fast speed. Oh well, this fight is almost over. Alright, there we go, there's sunset. And that is time. Alright. And there we go. We lost one older pre-dreadnought, and we sank all 3 of theirs. Also sank 1 cruiser, 2 destroyers. I would call that a decisive victory, if not the best victory ever. And let's see what kind of damage and how well our ammunition doctrine was working. Alright, so the Charlemagne, with her very heavy armor, took a lot of heavy hits. Let's see what kind of damage we caused. Alright, so long range. No, that's not long range, that's close range. Shell burst limited by coal bunker. In the superstructure? Since when is superstructure used to store coal? That's a terrible plan. Alright, then we have... Okay, so we did perforate uptakes. Belt extended penetrated, belt extended penetrated. Oh yeah, we pretty much got to close range the entire time. Alright, so it looks like our 8-inch guns were not able to punch armor at close range, but they were able to punch just about everything else. And the 12-inch guns, I don't see them failing to... Oh, here we go. Failed to punch engine room at extremely close range. So even with armor piercing, we were still not able to punch engine room armor. That's 3,000 yards. Failed to go through. Then again, we don't know what sort of angle it was impacting at, so that may have affected things. And I'm seeing plenty of other hits. Critical hit, rudder damaged. Ah, here we go. 8-inch hit. And the engine room belt extended. Yeah, that'll do it. Engines disabled. Then we go. They did try and launch a few torpedoes. And another machinery disabled, this time by a 12-inch hit with salt water in the feed tanks. That does all sorts of nasty things to boilers. And then she gets detached and then generally gunned under. Lots of good tertiary hits, lots of good secondary hits in there. I'm quite happy with that. Let's see how... Alright, Benbow Yeah, she just grossly ran out of control, sprinting around at flank speed with fires raging. That was a terrible plan. Fascinating how the moment I took control, told them to cease fire and reduce speed, the fire went out. And then once it went back on AI control, the fire came right back. It's almost like they're suicidal. Alright, and this Indomitable, 11-inch belt, and once again we're seeing fairly similar penetration here. Definitely penetrating their belt extended. Seeing hits on there. Fires. Yep, we did set fires, so that's good. But, there we go, perforated subtakes. Wow, so he got up to almost 200 flooding simply from gun hits. That's even before they took torpedoes. Wow. She was officially considered sinking before she got torpedoed. By exactly 1 minute. That's funny. And then we have the Richelieu. She did take 1 torpedo, but overall... So what actually happened to her? This is the one that got detached early on. Oh, yeah, okay. So she got uptakes perforated, slowed her down. So we did see that. And then we got salt water in the feed tanks, machinery disabled. Yep. So that would do it. And we get some more hits. Then the armored cruisers got in there. I see 10-inch, 8-inch hits. She did get fire started, but that did not appear to cause too many problems. And then we set another fire. Ah! One of our torpedoes pegged their magazine. No wonder why she went down so fast. Well, that's what happens when you put main battery magazines right out there near the sides where it's so easy to hit. Well, that looks like a glorious victory to me, despite the capital ship loss. I'll take it. Major victory, gain 2 prestige. Battle of Rochebonne? Rochebonne? I don't know. I'll take it. Ooh. Oh, oil firing. Well, that's useful. Oh my. Well, I think I know what the rest of this episode is going to be, because it is time. Ha! We've captured the French possession of Tunisia. I think it is time to design some battle cruisers as celebration. Alright, so they're still out and about raiding. Not very effectively, but every little bit is having an effect. Alright. So our latest design, Flora, is ready for construction. Let's see. I hate it when this happens. Here we go. Pull that back up. Alright. Quick look at this. Alright. So now that we have unlocked oil firing, let's see what it would take to swap this new design over to oil. A 10% change. And then we're oil fired. And it would cost 2 million more overall. But I do believe that that would be worth it. So we're going to save that. And we're going to develop that. And now it is time to design a battlecruiser. Let's try designing another battlecruiser. Maybe we'll get something a little bit more sensible. There we go. That looks a little bit more sensible. All right. So we've got decent size, much better protection than the historical Invincible class, which only had a 6-inch belt. So that's good. I don't think I'm going to bounce around with 13-inch guns. Not at quality -1. I'm going to stick with the 12-inch guns. Those are a very nice standard caliber, so I'm going to stick with that. We do want plenty of ammunition there. I do not want 5-inch guns, I want 6-inch guns. And 4-inch tertiaries. There we go. So that looks good. And 23 knots is insufficient. We'll set up for oil firing. I want at least 25 knots on a battlecruiser. These things have to be able to move. Alright, let's see. What if I swap over to speed? No, it's not quite enough savings there. Alright, we're going to keep submerged torpedoes on here, at least 2 of them, because it is still useful for that occasional random lucky shot in this time period. Eventually we will need to start removing those because they are a weakness, but right now they're still too useful to get rid of. Alright, and yep, we do have cross-deck fire selected, so we do get that benefit. And what would it take? So if I go up to 25,000 tons, I'm still 100 tons overweight. Ooh! Well, that's not acceptable at all. We currently have cramped accommodation. Yeah, nope, we got to get rid of that. Not for a major capital ship like this. Alright, so normal accommodations, normal engine priority, medium range. Alright. Let's try dropping our secondary armor down. Alright, that seems to have made a difference. Let's see what kind of armor penetration the 6-inch guns get right now. Yeah, so 4 inches of armor should be sufficient for that. Alright, and let's see if I can squeeze a little bit more turret armor on here. Alright, 9.5 inch. What kind of performance are we getting here? So that is protection at longer ranges, but it's not going to do well at the closer ranges. Alright, well, let's see what it would take to go up to 10 inches. Alright, so we could do that, drop the number of secondary guns down, but it's still not quite enough. No, I think we'll be stuck with 9.5 inches, and we'll just have to deal with it. Well, we bump it up a little bit. That gives us room for more tertiaries, which is a very important consideration given how likely these ships are to face off against enemy destroyers in the vanguard. Oh man, this is so tempting. If I go up to the additional secondaries, which are very useful to have, I could do it by ditching my torpedoes. Or by reducing turret top. There we go. And that's still plenty enough protection at this day and age. Again, I do not expect this ship to survive into the aircraft era. If I'm facing off against dive bombers, we've got some real problems. And again, I don't see the kind of deck penetration necessary to go through that. Not in this day and age. I think that'll be just fine. Alright, and what better name for a battle cruiser than the Invincible? Alright, sounds good to me. We're going to save that. And we're going to start developing. Now, how we're going to pay for it all, I have no idea. But that is a problem for the future, not now. Alrighty. Well, let's move on to our next turn and see what has to come. Alright. Enemy raid on shipping. In the Lyme Regis. Medium-sized battle. This sounds like another cruiser battle. I'm not a big fan of this, but yeah, I'm not interested in this one, so I'm going to pass on that. Enemy coastal raid. Yeah, I'm also not interested in this. We have not been doing well in those fights. There we go. Coastal bombardment. Those are ones that we've been doing well on. I accept. Alright. We've got 2 more Europa class outstanding armored cruisers. We've got a bombardment target, and there's probably some French cruisers out there somewhere. So we'll see. Until then, though, we'll spread out on a search line and see what we can find. And look at those destroyers spreading out quite effectively. That's actually very useful. And we'll see what kind of things we start spotting once we actually encounter the enemy. Alright. And that battery 4, they sure are spotting a lot for all of their 4-inch guns. We'll have to see about upgrading that a little bit. Maybe get some bigger weapons in there. Aha! Here we go. Enemy ship spotted. Alright, time to form back up. Line ahead. We'll pick up the speed to 20 knots. Oh! Uh-oh. That's an enemy battleship. I want nothing to do with that. Alright, around we turn. How fast is that thing? 18 knots. Okay. We'll see if we can lure them through a minefield here. Who knows, maybe it'll have an effect of some sort. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna abandon this mission. If they've got battleships out and about, I am not going to mess with that. Alright. Well, not a good fight, but at least we didn't take any significant damage from that. Yeah, only a 200 victory point difference in very small numbers. Yeah, that's fine. Aha! Fleet tactics, we've unlocked the destroyer screen. That is useful. Alright, the French are down one more raider, so that's good. We'll put that to a halt. They do still have raiders out and about, but hopefully that'll do. Hopefully that'll put paid to that. Alright, let's build a couple of these floras. Actually, let's see what our construction budget is looking like. Alright, so we've got about 9 to 10 months before these battleships come out of the yards. Yeah, we'll lay down a couple of these cruisers. I can afford it. We've had enough payroll raises thanks to Parliament. I think we can afford that. I forget, why do we have the battleship Anson in Southeast Asia? I have no idea. I also forgot to plan my next invasion. Well, now that we have Tunisia, I think we can move on to Algeria. So we'll set that as our invasion target. We'll see what kind of damage we can do. And it looks like France has nothing down there, which means I can call this guy back, along with those other two cruisers. There we go. We'll move that back to Northern Europe. All three of those. And then I also wanted some more coastal batteries. Alright, let's take a look. Specifically, I wanted some more on UK. Yeah, we'll get a 12-inch coastal battery. Throw that in there. That'll be a good replacement. These 4-inch batteries are basically useless. I'm going to keep them for now until we have a proper replacement. But yeah, I want some more proper firepower off the southern coast there. Alright. All that stuff looks good. We're heavily in the red in terms of monthly balance, but I've got plenty enough funds in the bank. So we'll move on. Cruiser action off the coast of western France. Should I take it or not? We've not been having good luck with all of our cruiser actions recently. I'm going to pass on this and hope for something better. Alright, a cruiser action off of the Channel. Well, that's a much better known battlefield. More terrain for me to abuse, so I think I will accept this one. Alright, and we have the Scylla and Intrepid. Alright, crew quality 1, so these guys are all in excellent condition. Hey, I see our destroyers are now available in that screen formation. Our objective is to sink any 2 ships. Well, we'll cruise around Dunkirk and see what we can find. Well, unless we find something else already, so we'll just go down and... Alright. Enemy squadron spotted. We'll accelerate to maximum speed. And we'll hoist the flotilla attack order as well, see if we can get the destroyers to actually attack. And once again, we've got some Frenchies Chasseloup-Labeau and the Sfax. So once again, we do have a significant mass advantage over them. As long as I can bring them to action, we should actually be able to do pretty well against these fellows. Alright, so we are starting to see some hits on them. That destroyer is down. Alright, and we now have the enemy in close action. Outstanding, this is where we want to be. Get those secondary guns in the fight. If only they would target the cruisers with them instead of the destroyers. I have no idea what they're doing now. They're circling back for some reason. Alright, looks like those destroyers are all pretty well stopped, and the Sfax is slowing down. Good. We're starting to score some more hits. Is that a fire I see? Yeah, that's a fire. Excellent. So that means we'll at least be sinking one of these things. It'll be good to start shutting down the enemy's cruiser collection. We're going to continue our pursuit of the Chasseloup-Labeau and see if we can bag another one. If we're not able to get anything in the next few minutes, then we'll turn back and finish off the Sfax. But I think we may actually be closing. Nope, I don't think we're closing, but we're at least holding steady. Now I just need them to target. Let's try telling it to target there. There we go, open broadside, get some more guns on target, and hopefully we can do some damage and slow her down. There we go, starting to get some hits on there. 6-inch, 4-inch. Another 6-inch. Yeah, that's what we want. Alright, she's turning back around, which is our opportunity to close in and go for the kill. Alright, destroyer's misinterpreting signals when we haven't given any signals, but okay. So we do have the speed on them, and now we're closing in. That should be enough to get a finished off. There we go. That was good. Whole mess of 4-inch hits. Alright, we'll do one more pass. We'll call that good, and then we'll head after the other one. Yeah, that's a finish. Alright, that ship is down. And now we can head back north. Well, she's not down yet, but she's definitely sinking after a torpedo hit like that. Alright, we'll reduce speed to cruising. No need to wear out our stokers. That'll give them a chance to do repairs and other stuff as necessary. Besides, who knows, maybe we'll be able to catch that destroyer. Probably not. Let's pick up the game speed. I believe that that is the cruiser from earlier, but I'm not sure. Alright, do we want to pick up survivors? Yeah, we'll do it. Pick up survivors from unsighted? We'll go for it. Man, that coastal battery is very annoying. At least it's only a 7-inch battery now instead of the 12-inch one they had before. Alright, we'll pick up the pace a little, see if we can finish off this destroyer as well. Yep, that is a finish. Pick up survivors. Yeah, just yes to all. Stop interrupting me. Now there was another ship over in this direction, so we'll do a sweep over here and see what we can find. We'll pick it up to fast speed. Yeah, that's probably it. Aha! A transport. That'll be a worthwhile addition to the tally. Outstanding. Alright, I think that transport is pretty well finished off. We'll do a sweep over this way and see what we can find. Aha! We found it. Well, we're calling it a destroyer, but that looks more like a patrol boat to me. Oh yeah. Couple of 4-inch hits and she's done. Yeah. Alright, time to head back home. Good job, team. Outstanding victory. And there we go. Oh, they had 2 armored cruisers as well? But we sank 2 of their light cruisers, 3 of their destroyers. Very good job. I think that makes up for some of our other losses. Alright. And oh, would you look at the time? Over 50 minutes. Time to call this episode to a close. So we'll leave scenario, major victory, plenty of victories. And that is why I never support the army. They can't do anything right. Alright. Oh! We're getting torpedo protection 1. That is significant. Alright. Invasion of Algeria delayed due to unfavorable weather. Well, it's November, so yeah, that makes sense. Alright, we'll take it. I'm going to have to see about incorporating that torpedo defense into that battlecruiser. Alright, but we'll have to worry about that next time. Until then, Katori87 signing out.